Hi artists, how are you today? It's me, Heather, with Duncan House Creative, and today we are going to make this beautiful oil pastel flower on black paper. I'm so glad you're here with me. This is a super fun tutorial. You're gonna get to play with some walnut oil, some oil pastels, and you're going to get to blend all of these beautiful colors together. Let's jump in to get to know our supplies, okay? All right, first you're gonna need a black piece of construction paper, which I have here. Then, you're gonna need some oil pastels. Here's my lovely palette. You should have one too if you are a Duncan House Creative subscriber. We have some walnut oil here. Now, walnut oil works best, but you can also do this with baby oil. If you have someone in your house that is allergic to walnuts, sometimes that's the case. We're not going to be ingesting this, meaning we're not going to be drinking it or rubbing it on our body, but you can also do this activity with baby oil, but you might get a slightly different result. So we have some walnut oil and then some Q-tips. I also have a little thing to put my walnut oil in. All right, let's jump into our tutorial. First, let me tell you the steps we're going to take to create this cute flower. All right, we are going to draw our flower with our white oil pastel first. After we do that, we're going to fill in all of our petals in our center using our oil pastels. And then we're going to pour some walnut oil and use a Q-tip dipped in the walnut oil to blend all of these areas of our flower. That's it. Easy peasy. All right, let's jump to it. All right, first we are going to take our white pastel and we're going to draw half of the flower. I like doing it this way, but if you want to draw the whole flower, that is fine too. I think when we do it this way, we get a really cool, we get to fill up our paper with our petals, and we get some really cool effects on there. Okay, so I got my center drawn, which is about a half of the center. And now I am just going to start drawing my petals. Now when I do my petals, I put kind of a little heart shape at the top of them. Okay, so I'm gonna draw that one, then I'm gonna come out of the side of it, and I'm gonna come down. Then I kind of start right here. It's about a knuckle worth down. Draw kind of a heart shape. And down, a heart shape and down, and then actually this one I think I'm gonna come and draw the whole thing, kind of a heart shape, connect these two, sorry I keep twisting that, I might come over here, make this one, and then that one. Alright, there we have it. A half of a flower on our paper. Now we're going to fill in our petals in our center. I'm actually going to fill the center in last because as I draw, I might smear that center. So I'm going to pick 3 colors. I'm going to pick 2 blues and a purple for my colors. So I want you to choose 3 colors that you like. You could go, these are cool colors, right? We learned those last month in our watercolor sessions, the difference between warm and cool colors. Cool colors are colors of the water. So blues, greens, purples. Warm colors are reds, oranges, yellows, colors of the fire. So I'm going to choose a light blue, a dark blue, and a purple. You might want to choose something different, and that is okay. I want all of these to look different, okay? So go ahead and choose your 3 colors for your petals. All right, now I color pretty fast. And sometimes I even speed it up on the camera. So what I want you to do is if you ever feel like you need extra time, will you just pause that video and you can work, and then when you feel like you're caught up, you can unpause it, okay? I've been coloring a long time, and yeah, the longer you color, just the faster you get, right? So don't judge your speed by my speed, please, okay? So I'm gonna come in here, and I like to do one layer at a time. So I'm gonna do my bottom layer of color, and I'm gonna color this bottom layer blue. Super easy. Like so. And then I'm going to color the next layer purple. Like so. Then I'm going to color the next layer this darker blue, almost to the tip of my petals. And you don't have to be perfect. You see how mine isn't perfect? I'm not coloring every single space in, because you will see once we activate this with our walnut oil, it's really cool. Kind of melts the oil, and you're able to move the oil all around the flower petal. And then I end with the same color I started with. So it's almost like I make a little sandwich. And this is the bread. Okay. Okay, perfect. I've got my petals done. Now I'm gonna put these pastels back so they don't break, because they are pretty fickle. And then I'm going to get out, I might do this medium orange here in the center. And I'm just going to color 2 colors of orange here too. So I'm gonna use this, what is it? Just orange first, and then I am going to use this lighter color. Awesome. Okay, we are ready to blend. Okay, I'm gonna take my walnut oil, and I'm gonna pour just a little bit in my container. And honestly, you don't need very much at all. And I think this is actually used not to cook with, but as like a lotion or something like that for your skin. So, I'm gonna put this over here. Now I'm gonna take a Q-tip, and we might need to use a couple Q-tips on this, because I usually use 3 or 4 because our Q-tips kind of get worn out, but we can use both ends of them. Get it pretty saturated, and then I'm just gonna come and start rubbing my petals and blending that oil together, or the oil pastel, excuse me. And you will just see how it melts almost whenever it comes into contact with that walnut oil, causing a really cool reaction. You can just blend it. It's really neat. Now I usually go around my petal and just do 1 petal at a time. So I finished with this one. I'm gonna go to this next one here. And bring some of this blue up to the top. And then come around and do the edge. Ta-da! So cool! Oh my gosh, every time I do this, I'm just fascinated by it. It's really, really awesome. This is one of my favorite activities to do. I'm gonna get a new Q-tip because that one was pretty worn out. So I'm gonna get a new one, get my ink flowing. Just continue to rub and rub and rub. And this oil will just, it's okay if you get it on your paper a little bit. Will actually just blend in and soak into the paper. Isn't that cool? Something in that walnut oil just melts that oil pastel. And if you find that you have just a little bit of liquid, like this one has a little bit of liquid on it, if you just let that set for a while, it'll seep in. Don't have to worry too much about that. Try not to have like pools of it. You want to make sure it's kind of spread out. Okay, 2 more petals to go and then I am done with the petals. Okay. All right, I'm gonna get a fresh Q-tip for my middle, okay? I cannot wait to see what your flower looks like. Oh my goodness, I bet it's gorgeous. Make sure if you take a picture of your work, can you please send it to me? You can either email it to us, you can send it to us via Facebook or Instagram. We would love, love, love to see your work. That's the hardest thing about teaching you guys on the internet is that I don't get to see your awesome, awesome work. Okay. We are finished. Sometimes I kind of do a little spiral in the middle there because you can see it when it dries. All right, so I used 3 Q-tips. And very little walnut oil. I still have quite a bit left in my container. Okay, here we are. It's still just a little bit wet, but that's okay, it won't drip. We have created an oil pastel walnut oil blended, flower on black construction paper. We used a blending technique with an oil that activated the oil pastel, causing it to kind of turn into a liquid, really from a solid to a liquid, didn't it? It dissolved that oil pastel, creating it an easier way to blend it. So Thank you for joining me. I am so glad that you're here with me today, and I cannot wait to join you for our next tutorial.